Pas de soleil, pas de soleil, pas de soleil, da-da-da. Pas de soleil, pas de soleil, pas de soleil, da-da-da.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to another episode of AJ's Green Thumb. I hope this video finds you well and you guys are relaxing and taking it easy this weekend. Up here in the Mid-Atlantic, we're receiving a lot of snow as of late, so better yet to keep ourselves occupied inside. So today, we're gonna cover a topic that is making a lot of headway as of late, winter sowing. Now, I did a previous video on winter sowing, but today we're gonna do it with a little twist. I plan on winter sowing onion seeds. I have sweet Spanish yellow, Walla Walla sweet, and red carpet. So what's the twist, you may ask? Well, I'm planning on winter sowing them in a 24 cell tray. Here's the size of the cell. It's roughly 3 by 3, 3 inches high, 3 inches wide. So that holds probably 2/3 cup of soil. So it's a substantial amount of soil for the onions to set in once they start taking off. So exactly how is this a twist, you may be asking? Like I said, I'm gonna be using that 24 cell tray. And since one of the main principles of winter sowing is creating a mini greenhouse, I simply adapted this Tupperware container into a dome. So you just simply flip it upside down, and let's demonstrate here. So here's my tray, okay? Here's my tray. Let's get some things out the way. And this makes a perfect dome. It perfectly sits on top of this tray with a little room to spare. And I like that. I like that. This is gonna be neat. This is gonna be a neat experiment. So obviously I'll share the progress with you guys. So one quick thing to note, to create your holes for the entry of water and moisture and the ability for evaporation to come out of the dome, I used a soldering iron. But you could, if you don't have a soldering iron, you can use a pointy tipped Phillips screwdriver and just make sure it's really hot and pierce the top of the dome. And it should create those holes for you. All right, guys, so I have the 24 cell tray filled with my potting soil, and also the onion packet is on top of the 2 rows I plan on sowing them in. So at the bottom, or on the side, that is, I have the labeling, and I also have whether they're short day or long day. See if you guys can read that. All right, so the first 2 rows will be the white Lisbon, second 2 rows, sweet Spanish yellow, followed by red carpet, and then Walla Walla. So the last three are all long day. And you're probably like, what is this whole thing about long day versus short day? So real quick. So it's just based on the length of daylight it takes for each type of onion to set bulbs. That's all it means. The amount of daylight it'll take for the onion bulb to develop. So, for example, the white Lisbon buncheon is a short day onion. They're generally sweeter and they're perfect for cooking, and they need 10 to 12 hours of daylight to start producing bulbs. Whereas the long day onions, they require 14 to 16 hours of sunlight to grow bulbs. That's all it means. So when you look at your seed packet, for example, this Johnny seeds right here, for the red carpet, it takes 115 days, okay, before it reaches full maturity. So that's another way for you to tell whether the onion seed is a long day or short day. So when you start seeing the days for maturity over 100, 110, 115, in this case, for the Walla Walla, 300 days, then it should be clear to you that you're dealing with a long day onion. So anything with numbers way above 100, that's a long day onion. Short day, as you can see right there, days to maturity, 60 to 80 days. That's pretty much a short day. All right, so we're gonna go ahead, and what I'm planning on doing is putting 4 onion seeds per cell. All of my trays filled, and I'm still using Espoma Organic starter seed mix. I mean, it just works really well. It has the perfect ratio of cocoa coir and vermiculite and other substances. Whoa, there goes my tea. Hold on for a second. All right, now we're set. So I'm gonna start from this side with the buncheon onions. I actually had this pack since last year, 2020, and just didn't get around to planting it. What the deal really was, I just didn't have the patience to have seed onions started and waiting for an entire season before they start bunching up. So like I said, in each cell I go ahead and put in 4 seeds. So I got a little dibbler here, or at least that's what it's gonna be. It's a small Phillips tip screwdriver. So this is a short day variety of buncheon onion, and you plant it about 1/4 to 1/2 inch deep. So it's 2, 3, 4. And what I like to do actually is go ahead and put my holes and then come back and then cover it up later. So 1. So like all my soil, like all my potting mixes, I moisten everything prior, and after it's moistened, and I like to use hot water to sterilize the mix. I mix it up, and then I fill my trays. Relatively loose. I do pat it down just a tad, just so that you don't get as much settling over the course of the germination period. All right, so I'm gonna speed this up. All right, take 3. So we're at the site of the greenhouse, where there is no greenhouse, and I'm taking full advantage of the space. So like I said, we're doing the modified winter sowing method right here, utilizing Tupperware bottoms flipped upside down to create a greenhouse effect. We've got perforated holes every few inches. We got perforated holes every few inches on the top to allow regulated air, keeping it moist on the inside and evaporating the excess through the holes. And the holes also serve as an entryway for moisture, water, and an escape for evaporation of excess moisture. So I'll come through here periodically to see if anything has sprouted, and again to check to see if it has the necessary moisture that's needed for germination. So I've got some flowers in these 2 right here, and this right here is where I have all the onions. If you can see the labels right there: white Lisbon, bunching onions, sweet Spanish yellow, red carpet, and a Walla Walla. As always, I appreciate you guys hanging with me for this video. I hope you've learned something. I hope I've inspired you to probably, to attempt to try this different method of winter sowing. So the winter sowing method has really taken off. I mean, everyone's doing it. I know it sounds kind of trendy, but I think it's a really practical way of germinating seeds, especially if you lack a lot of space inside your house to do so. So again, thanks for hanging with me, and I'd like to give a special shout out to all my recent subscribers within the last several weeks. I really appreciate you guys coming along on my journey here, and hope to learn from you guys and you learn from me. Until next video, AJ's Green Thumb. All right guys, so right here along this 60 feet by 14 feet deep bed, I'm gonna go ahead and put in a walkway. So I just wanted you guys' opinion as to, do you all like the style or not? These are 18-inch slate or bluestone tiles. They're about 2 inches thick. Some are about 1.5 inches thick. And these are concrete brick cast type pavers. So that's going to go along the whole length of this walkway, which I said is roughly 50 to 60 feet. and back up a little bit. This whole area right here, I want to kind of put a pattern similar to that for the landing of these stairs. It's got to be something that is not too conflicting with the veggie bed walkway, as you see right there. And right here, this is a 24 by 24 inch piece. Those are 18 by 18 inch pieces. So I may use the 24 by 24 inch pieces right here at the landing area. Kind of back up so you all know what in the world I'm talking about. So this whole landing area, I guess I'll put the 2-foot piece and then use the 18-inch piece along this entire length of the walkway. So that's going to be the design. It's kind of traditional. So that's going to be the design for my walkway for the majority of the garden.